Hello and welcome back to Knackers.
Question.
Yes, Tail?
Which doctor or actual character aside from Josh Keaton's character am I supposed to be interested in?
Josh Keaton's character isn't even a doctor. He's just Dr. Vargas's assistant.
I mean, Victor, I guess, is the one that has the right idea, but he's completely stupid and full of his own ego. And Vargas seems to be
just an asshole.
Yeah, just a pure diluted asshole.
Ironic, because Victor's supposed to be the bad guy, yet he's actually
also spiders.
You
like
know,
Dark Lord Jodo, sorry, that Lord Jodo once said in his review, the goblins are actually the most sympathetic characters, and they're supposed to be the bad guys.
You know, I actually wonder if they can pull a Jack 3 in Knack 3. They pull a Jack 3 and say that the goblins were actually the good guys all along, and Knack was supposed to belong to them.
Unfortunately, Teo, this game is not clever enough for that. And in fact,
oh my god,
the whole Crystal Wars thing that I mentioned before. You might have noticed how it was me and Joe that mentioned it. The game hasn't brought up any kind of lore whatsoever at this point, right?
You don't even data logs.
That's just the thing, Teo. Later on, there's going to be a specific character. Actually, never mind. Let me rephrase that. Later on, there's going to be a point where we desperately need the player to hate the goblins because bad guys and shit. So Mark literally brings up lore that doesn't exist. Okay, the Crystal Wars.
Just for the sake of emotional manipulation.
No, not that Teo. Not that Teo. They literally just casually mention, the goblins want revenge from the Crystal Wars, and that's the only reason why they're. What are the Crystal Wars? You'll have to wait till the sequel to find that out.
It's like a common joke in my country that says that these type of information are told so casually that you could include them in the list of the things you need to buy. Okay, give me one piece of ham, one piece of cheese. Oh, and by the way, this important thing happened.
Never mind the fact that we've already had a scene clearly establishing that the goblins were forced from their homes. So, you know, if you ever wanted to bring up the Crystal Wars, that would have been the...
Forgot. Do we know what's the name of this continent or state we're living in?
No,
nope.
The game does give you like in the subtitles when you're about entering here, it says it's the Trogdor Mines, but that's about it.
Well, that's the name of the locations, okay, I thought we were gonna...
That's just the thing to know, this world is so poorly defined that it's kind of impossible to...
Otherwise I would have made a joke, make Ward X better again.
Catalog's Island, this is not.
By the way, I love how in this, there you go. Notice that spider web. That's your wall that tells you that you can't go through there yet. And yet somehow killing this bat thing somehow makes the spider web disappear.
Like killing
the... Yeah,
clean up his mess.
Looks like a mix between a cat and a bat. And a dragon. It's like a manticore or something.
Is that supposed to be the joke? Also, I love how the first time you pick up those relics, Knack didn't change in size for some reason. Oh wait, that's right, because the cutscene.
Some manticore or something.
We've reached the active part of the mine.
Active?
Are we in a volcano?
And by active, we mean not moving.
Do we need to activate our almonds?
Don't know. Anyway, there you go. See, this one works better because it's an actual wall that you can assume that this guy's supposed to be guarding. There you go. There's also previous levels where the goblins had their own self-imposed wooden barriers blocking the entrance of the enemy. The spiderweb, however, it's just like you can tell that the developers couldn't think of a good reason why you couldn't just move past the enemies.
Also, gotta love how every single human enemy teleports every 30 feet.
Hey, you know what would be a smart mechanic?
Oh, remember, Teo, you're gonna learn throughout these two games that these human beings in this universe have teleportation powers because you will go through these incredibly hard passages and challenges, and then they'll just there you go, and then no, it's not that.
These are two enemies, yeah. But yeah, I get what you mean.
And your AI human companions will just mysteriously appear at the top where you're supposed to go.
Hey, you know what would have been a smart thing? Making it so that, you know, if you are so big and you've managed to be skilled enough to retain all your relics in size without getting hit, giving you the opportunity to smash through those boundaries.
You know, I found out, I was looking up the composers of this game. One of them, Matthew Marsden, has done music for stuff we've watched before, actually. He's done some music for Transformers Prime, the Kingsman movies, and so on.
And now he's here.
Yeah. The other one, Wataru Hokoyama, has done music for stuff like.
No, Pedro,
he was one of the.
Hold
He's
on.
mostly done orchestrated stuff. He was one of the orchestrators of the Dungeons and Dragons film score of all.
So unmemorable as fuck. Also,
So,
Pedro, you
he
missed
also-
Unbreakable Wall.
He also.
I
he also
know,
did
but I
some-
don't care.
He also
Bad
did.
with,
He also did the music for Resident Evil 5.
Oh, nice.
Well, I like that the orchestral version of Winds of Madness.
Yeah.
He also did some game called Africa, Soul Sacrifice,
Oh, really?
and Soul
It
Sacrifice.
was on the PS Vita, so yeah.
And he also did Halo 2 Anniversary, Halo 2, and he did some music additional music for Ragnarok.
Huh.
Sony should get around to porting that game to the PS4.
What, for
At this
Ragnarok?
point, Soul Sacrifice.
Soul Sacrifice.
Ragnarok, the video game.
Of the PS Vita exclusive titles, it's like one of the 2-3 remaining that Sony hasn't ported. Gravity Rush was ported, Terror Wave was ported, Escape Plan was ported, so that's what remains.
Yeah. The problem is that Concept is involved, so I'm guessing they.
Wait, Concept are involved?
Yeah, they were
Soul
one.
Sacrifice was a game made by Concept. I think in collaboration with Japan Studio. if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And marvelous AQL.
So technically speaking, now we should ask level 5.
Oh god.
looks
So
like the elevator
question.
motor is missing its
Oh,
relics.
great! Now we
Ah.
have
Can you
to.
get it
It's
going
one of those
again?
things that activates using relics, which means we have to decrease their own size. Beautiful.
Yay.
All that hard work done for nothing. Don't you just love it when a game makes you feel empty and?
Literally.
It's like
So
if with,
basically, Soul Sacrifice is now a level. Actually, no, Sony did that.
Yeah,
No, it's a
still
Sony
so-
IP. Sony IP. Which...
You can say it was already one of the Sony IPs, but
Not-
level
yeah.
5 would have been involved too.
No, it's still technically a Sony IP. I'm pretty sure if Sony really wants to port the game, they wouldn't need to ask Level 5 to do it. Or
Oh,
Console
yeah.
to
it
do it.
depends.
They can it doesn't actually do it. I've looked into myself. For example, to give you an idea, White Knight Chronicles, the two PS3 games were developed by Level 5, but the PSP game was made by a different developer
Yeah.
at the request of Sony. So Sony can do what with those IPs, whatever the hell they want, because it belongs to them. They don't need Level 5 to make a Dark Souls 3. They don't need Concept to make a Soul Sacrifice port or sequel. They will make it if they want to. It's just a matter of
Oh, we're talking
Oh,
about
maybe
porting.
that's the,
Oh, we're
maybe
talking
that's
about
the next thing
porting.
they can ask Blue Point have ever done with Shadow of the Colossus, I guess.
hopefully, yeah.
But yeah, since we're speaking about Concept, that reminds me also. You know, the story in this game reminds me of a similarity with Mighty Number 9, that being that the scientist that we're supposed to root for is an idiotic and practically villainous
right,
dick,
Lucas.
yeah.
Oh
can
no,
see
they're
how
using
real
the
mine is
mine as a mine!
Remove the earth.
How
expose the
despicable.
structures,
Yeah,
take
that's
the
right. We're
relics.
gonna show him how real mining
Victor's
is
family's
done
been
with,
mining here for 100 years.
What are the force
Wait,
barriers
hold
for?
on. Victor's family's been
What
mining
are the
here.
force barriers for?
Wait.
I'm assuming
Get
to
very
keep
angry when we
intruders
harvest the
out,
relics.
Lucas.
Yeah, also, you just stated that
Let's hope
Victor's
we don't
family
run
has
into
been
any
mining these mines for years, so doesn't that kind of make it their property that you're...
You see, people, this is what happens when you play too much at Minecraft.
Pedro, why are we
Not just
rooting for
that.
these guys again?
I don't know, Joe, but I still have no idea why the hell are these supposed to be our heroes. Knack has all the personality of a plank of wood.
See... oh, go on.
Vargas is, as Taylor said, a deluded asshole. Lucas is the only character in this game that has a brain, and yet even he sometimes has his stupid moments.
He
and
just
he doesn't.
rolls with things.
Yeah, and he still doesn't even. Well, actually, Taylor,
Well,
to be
he
fair,
questions
He's
stuff a lot.
going. He's going to stand his ground later on. To be fair, the problem is that by the time that happens, it's a bit too late.
See, you know what's weird, honestly, is that, honestly, this feels like this should have been a story centered around Lucas and Knack. Which,
Which
you
is what the sequel is.
Which, you know, honestly, if anything, why not do the dual protagonist route? I mean, come on! Jack and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank, Lucas and Knack.
It is what. That's just the thing, Jova. The sequel is about that. The problem is that Lucas has lost whatever intelligence he had in this game, in the second game. So even
Oh.
in the second game, In the second game, even Lucas is stupid.
Oh, that's stupid. Yeah, I'm talking about how this game kinda lies about Knack being really the protagonist, because when you think about it, Knack is more like the Clank to Lucas's Ratchet, in that Knack will pretty much do anything anyone asks of him.
Except Clank had more of a personality than Knack does.
And he never even grows out of that. Like, maybe the plot could have been about him growing out of that, but no, it's not.
Don't worry, Joba. Knack free, supposedly. If it
Random Stone Guardian.
Like there's gonna be a Knack free.
Pedro. Well, actually, I activated the Stone Guard, the number 2 card.
Sorry, Teo, but those guardians are actually supposed to be foreshadowing for something later on.
Also, Dwibs, do not underestimate how much of a creator's pet Knack is to Sony. Have you seen the TV tropes page of Knack?
Funny, if that were the case, I'd have seen more 2 than I have.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Sorry. Well, I'm a bit. The thing is, like we've already established, Knack 1, while it wasn't a big seller, it still sold somewhat decently. But Knack 2 sales, on the other hand, are absolutely fucking abysmal. He hasn't even reached 0.10 million units,
Which is real.
Which for a game for a game that's supposed to be like one of the big first party titles is absolutely unacceptable. So I'm going to take my guess that this is the point where Sony will stand their ground and say, okay, Mark, we appreciate what you've done for us with the PS4, but it's time for Knack to die.
Yeah.
Go back in the basement.
Yeah, work on the PS5 or
You know, that's...
Or even better. It's never just a matter of him working on the PS5, Dwibs. Make sure you put him under someone. Don't make him the head of his own project, because he's proven with these 2 games that he doesn't know how to handle a project without someone above him telling him what to do.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Joe.
You know, I kind of have to wonder, really, honestly. It's like, well, one thing that's a huge problem is that Mark seems so convinced that there's gonna be a sequel. Like, in every one of these games, there's always, a clear sequel hook. And the problem is like, well, okay.
To be fair, this game doesn't. The sequel, Knack 2 doesn't have a sequel.
Wait, let me finish. Not just sequel hooks, I'm talking about the fact that it leaves stuff unexplained. Like, it's assuming, we'll explain stuff in the sequel. Like,
well, Jova, what if he's doing it on purpose because he knows that this game will not sell well, and he just desperately wants, guys, please give me another chance.
That's actually kind of my theory, and it's really, really sad when anyone resorts to this.
For the record, everybody in the audience, we have nothing against Mark Cerny in general, because when we see, here's the thing: not only has he worked on plenty of games that we've enjoyed, when you see the
oh my God, he's still stuck in there this whole time.
Will you then?
Apparently.
I keep calling him Mark Sony for some reason.
Well, that's kind of his nickname among fans, because
wait,
he's been
this is
for so long at this
important.
point.
Gundahar comes this way in his airship, and we make a deal. Trade the relics for weapons.
You're
I don't know where
goblins.
he
Why
comes
should you
from.
need to trade amongst yourselves if
wait.
you're at war with the humans?
Well, what sort of airship?
Because they're
but-
Well,
goblins.
it's hard to describe.
So yeah,
Just take a look for yourself.
So yeah, now Gundahar, the leader of the goblins, has come to. Well, yeah.
By the way, is Ryder voiced by no one there?
I no.
Oh wait, Travis Willingham.
I actually thought it was Matthew Mercer at first, but no.
So our incredible Indiana Jones-like character runs like a pussy.
I guess he
You
can't
have
do much
all
against an entire
you have
fleet.
all these actors who can. Oh, there's Gundahar, the leader of the goblins.
So, what happened here?
Dude fucked shit up, bro.
And we'll get back to this.
So,
Alright.
I just realized something that our
Gotta love
hero...
how abrupt that
Yeah, the
scene ended.
transition. Jesus.
Also, I'd like to note that our heroes left Ryder with no means of escaping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I was saying earlier was, for the cutscene again.
Take a look at those
This
structures.
You gotta take a look at this
pacing...
picture.
The area where Victor
This
found the
cutscene
giant
pacing is
relics.
giving Mighty Number 9 a run for its money.
Anyway, yeah. Mark Cerny, not only did he work in a lot of games, great games that we've enjoyed, but when you actually see him in interviews and stuff, he really seems like a nice guy. He doesn't, so I have no doubts that the guy genuinely means well. But it's just that this particular project, this baby project, just didn't work out, and he needs to accept it.
I forget. Is Mark Cerny the guy with the goatee who translated
No.
for?
No, that was Andrew House.
Let me show you.
I think he's the guy who announced the Final Fantasy VII remake and also the Kickstarter.
Okay. Remember the PS4 reveal conference? He was the one there announcing the console and explaining the stuff.
Yeah, I feel like we've seen him at E3 before.
Yes, I think so. Yeah. Let me just get you a picture. You'll probably recognize him when you see him. There you go. That's Mark Cerny.
Oh yeah, now I remember. He was at I think that PlayStation Experience, and he sounded so coked out of his mind that day.
Again, like I said,
He looks
if you
a bit
actually
like Bill
see
Gates.
if you actually see him in interviews, he seems like a really nice guy, and I can tell that he means well. It's just that he's not a bad developer. He's just horribly misguided with this game.
I get the feeling that the praise of a lot of his successes went to his head with his first ever time directing a game.
Yeah, that's the most likely explanation.
Probably went way over his head.
And again,
Hopefully, after Knack 2's abysmal sales, he's gonna, sit down, think about what happened, and hopefully come to a good conclusion.
Yeah, literally Sony goes like, now think about what you've done.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, I know Sony has a lot of cash to burn, but even they've got to be looking at these things and saying...
Not just that, usually they're very permissive with all their stuff, but I guess we even have the...
that reminds me.
I'm willing to bet the 0.07 sales worldwide of Knack 2 are going to be the last straw even for them.
Wow. 0.
That's right, everybody. The big door that's supposed to be the big goal, we've already reached it.
And this is only chapter 5?
Yes. You're probably wondering, wait, if we're about to reach the pinnacle of ultimate technology, then what the hell are the remaining 10 parts for, Pedro? Well, let's just move on to the door and see what happens.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, Dwibs, you'll wish it was just padding. It's much worse than that.
We're just going to be knacking around and doing...
What a story, please.
But first, Dwibs, we have to once again show how Victor is the most bafflingly stupid character ever created in a work of fiction.
So the robots are smart enough to heave rocks and use big wooden sticks against us, instead of having, I don't know, guns in their hands, lasers.
I don't know. Wait, making the characters of Blue Dragon seem smart, there's a problem.
Knack will never give up.
No, that's the problem, Teo. He will give up. He would give up if the humans told him to, because remember, he does everything that the humans tell him to do with no question anyway. So, if the humans told him to give up, he would just give up.
See,
There you go.
So you see, with characters like Knack, usually the idea is to have humor centered around how they act like a computer and do everything. And yet when they're the focus of things, and may I remind you, normally they're not the main protagonist, but they can get episodes of a TV show focused on them, they actually do stuff outside their norm. Knack never does that, and he's essentially the protagonist of a movie-length script. Again, look, if you're gonna have a character this robotic, have them adapt, change, or give them a co-protagonist. Like,
Which was supposed to be Lucas. So.
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong, I love Clank, but without Ratchet in the first game, Clank would not have been as interesting as he ended up being.
Alright, cutscene. Here we go.
Alright.
We found the door.
And Victor is surprisingly not there. This isn't suspicious at all.
There you go. As you can see, all of those holes look like relics. So obviously, we have to use Knack's ability.
My PK meter is
And in
overheating.
tremendous numbers, too.
So, because the giant rogues...
Turns out, according to the gadget of the doctor,
Open the
there's a
door.
little shit ton of relics behind this door.
You know, never mind the fact
Why
that
can't you just, again with the whole mystical door thing, why can't you just drill around it?
Oh, and look at that! Conveniently, all the relics that Knack had gathered around him fit into the puzzle pieces. Except for that one!
Except for that one.
Okay, what was up with that?
Maybe get a different relic?
I'm not the key.
Actually,
Knack-
couldn't you just get a different relic that is
Very
triangular?
predictable.
Yeah!
You see, just as I said, all we had to do was wait.
I hate this scene. I hate
this
it.
is unfortunate.
Just watch.
I was hoping to finally get past this barrier.
So, what happens now?
You've shown your resourcefulness simply by making it all the way down here, Doctor. I do hope you'll join me in trying to figure out how to get past.
Okay, so how are you gonna get him to join you? By apologizing and talking to him?
If you're not the key,
Shoot him.
then you're far too much trouble to keep around.
Why?
What?
Take him out.
Why? Why? Why?
And why does he run away?
Also,
Theo, why is Victor killing the people who want to help him?
Cutscene incompetence.
Also, so not only has this all been an entire waste of our time, but may I remind you, Knack could have easily have fit a different relic into that piece. Like, the only reason he's supposedly not the key is because he accidentally put a square into a triangle.
That cutscene was so stupid, I have to break it down into easy segments for easy digestion.
Oh, in
First
fact-
off, what Jova said. Second, Knack, you're not the key, so you're much too trouble to keep around. Why? Why is Knack too much trouble to keep? What do you even mean with that? It's literally like Mark. Okay, I want a sequence where Knack is all alone, but I don't know how we could get there in story-wise. So let's just have Victor say, "Oh, you're too much trouble to trip around," so let's just shoot him for no reason. And again, why is Victor shooting the people who want to help?
Not just that. Knack's incompetence in the cutscene was incredible. He could have just easily grabbed Victor with a hand and took him as a hostage.
You see what I mean when I said that what this is leading up to isn't padding even? Because, you know, if it were padding, they would have actually given, you know, a task for us to do with doing the door. But no, Knack apparently can't do it. And I say apparently because I'm pretty sure he'd be able to have done it. Like,
I am absolutely mystified. I get that this is Mark's first time writing, but really? Did he actually look at his finished script and see nothing wrong?
also,
And even Sony greenlighting this.
Also, I'm just gonna point out, notice how they said to get rid of Knack. So apparently getting rid of Knack is as easy as shooting him down the ledge. Oh, and remember, all his pieces went with him.
Remember, we managed to strike the core.
Yeah, but here's the thing. All the pieces fell down with him. Yet, now, he can only get this small amount. Also, I love how they treated it like a huge dramatic scene, like, oh my god, Knack might actually be dead. Nope, he is just fine. Like, oh my god. One of the ways to get people to not care for your characters is if you have one that's nigh invulnerable, story-wise. Like, okay, with Wario Land 2, yeah, you're invincible, but that doesn't really affect the story so much.
Comedic in tone anyway, so it's not like it matters.
Well, comedy or not, I mean, well, the fact is, like, well, Wario being invulnerable is not really addressed by the story because, you know, mainly you're just trying to solve the game different ways here and there. But here, no. They really wanted us to believe that Knack was toast there, only he's just fine. He doesn't take a time to, you know, look back on it, have a quiet moment to himself. Like, heck, even Sonic Lost World has that scene where Sonic's all alone and, you know, actually having to deal with that.
Knack just gets up and there you go. Good to go.
When your script is making Sonic Lost World script look masterful by comparison.
Masterpiece.
What the...
Oh, that's right.
By the way,
probably
puzzle
wondering, where
out
did
of
he fell
nowhere.
exactly? Turns out, the Trogdor mines are kind of the place where we can find the origin of the relics of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
The problem, Teo, is that the game is not really gonna explain any of this. It's just gonna show you random lights and That's basically. You'll see.
Believe it or not, Tio, this game does the whole show don't tell thing, but does it in the worst way possible.
Exactly.
It shows
just
you,
sh-
but
It just shows you random things, but it never actually tells you what the hell those things even are.
also, look, I wouldn't.
Dwebs, maybe you can explain this to me. Oh, never mind. That's it.
Hello.
And now, the Eye of Sauron. Okay, Teo, Dwebs, you guys have more experience with Lord of the Rings than me. What the hell is the Eye of Sauron doing here?
Let me guess, so this sequence is kind of like the same in Batman Arkham Asylum when you need to avoid the Scarecrow.
Kind of. You're kind of on the right path, yes. Is it not here?
Oh, man.
Oh, now it's
okay.
back.
Dwebs, maybe you can explain this to me. Why the hell is Victor killing the people who want to help him?
Because he's a dick.
But that's the thing, Dwebs. Being a dick implies that you're doing things for your own benefit. How exactly does killing people who want to help you a benefit to you?
Hey, Pedro, I love how the game gives you a hell of a ton of relics just to open that one door.
Then why the fuck is there even a door there to be?
Yeah, what was the
But Pedro, nothing, but if you keep rating like that, you're gonna burst a blood vessel.
But this game is so stupid. This game is so
Pedro,
stupid.
Pedro, we've heard you the first 50 times now. Please
Well,
calm down. Otherwise we'll probably.
Okay, I think I'm okay now.
You'll lose your brain cells.
See,
So those robots are selecting the relics that are transported to the conveyor belt and absorbing them.
basically, if you get caught, you'll get sucked up too. So basically, you have to go back and forth, carefully get the relics, and avoid getting caught in the spotlights.
So yeah,
All just to open that one door. Isn't this fun?
It is,
No.
isn't it?
But yeah,
And
dude.
again, Terry, you're probably wondering, what the hell are those things? How did they get here? For what purpose do they serve? The game will never tell you. That's exactly what me and Joba just said. The game shows you things, but it never tells you what the fuck those things even are.
Oh my god. Just like the Foul Sea with their focus.
This is Final Fantasy 13 for kids.
Hey kids, were you confused by the story? Or be even more confused with Knack?
Yeah, I dare say, this story is giving me even more of a headache than Final Fantasy 13's is.
No, the Super Pope, for as stupid as the Super Pope was, he didn't act. Here's the thing: he intentionally even saved the heroes on purpose so he could keep them along while, so he could properly get them strong enough so he could eventually kill them. In here, Victor is outright trying to murder people who literally could be a benefit to him and would if he would just fucking talk to them.
Like, okay.
Also, Jova, isn't it nice? So those things are like the Mook-piloted robot in Future Frenzy.
Yeah. Okay, real talk, honestly, there is no real conflict involving Victor. They should have just stuck with the goblins and saved this conflict, quote-unquote, for the sequel, because, yeah, like Pedro said, the villain is kind of a lot like Victor. Granted, they actually have more reason to... Oh, Knack actually reacted in a monotone voice.
Poorly though.
Bibbs, is it customary for the Eye of Sauron to eat garbage?
Well, to be fair, what else is he gonna... Actually, how can he eat? He's an elf.
Reminds me that one of the few funny Family Guy jokes that I remember, one that says, "Oh, it's like that time, the kind of week ago when the Eye of Sauron lost his contact lens."
Oh, no.
Yeah, I love that one, yeah. Also, there's another thing too. You think this is stupid. Wait till you see the way that Victor is defeated. It makes up. They pull a Dr. Lautrec on us.
Only worse.
Yeah.
Much worse.
Also, Insta-Keen Laser, aren't these charming enough?
They're not even really that hard to dodge, honestly. I mean, heck, for sometimes they literally show up against the walls because you're totally gonna go against the walls. Also, does
For
having
those wondering what the hell is this thing and why does it want to take our relics, the game will never explain.
Reminds me, does having the relics be taken from you gradually decrease your health?
I'm sorry, what? Yeah. There, I'm about to get some. There you go.
Hey,
Oh.
hey,
Oh, it decreases your health bar. That's nice.
welcome to the official YouTube channel for this game. Game won't explain.
Yeah.
Starring Ted.
Also, the music is telling you to be tense.
Be excited too.
Please be excited. Yeah. I mean, back in the day, that was the slogan on the PS4. So.
Yeah, what's the point of trying to avoid that flashlight if it just immediately homes on to
Thank you, Vips.
You can't. It clearly tracks you.
It's just about I
What's
guess.
the point of
Russian-
trying to avoid it then?
I don't know, Dwebs. I get the feeling Marx must have had some kind of brain aneurysm when he was big.
See, again, the problem with this game is that it literally plays out like Mark wants exactly this to happen. It's like he thinks of certain plot points, but doesn't actually think of how he's going to connect them. So instead we end up with mess after mess of a bridge between each point.
Yeah.
Oh look!
Oh, good.
Ancient robots.
It's kind of like that part in Final Fantasy X where the developers really wanted to move straight from the snow level to the desert level. So what happens? Sin farts on the heroes and suddenly they wake up in the desert.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding, this. That's basically what happens in Final Fantasy X. The heroes are trapped in an ice cave. The villain shows up, farts on them, basically. And, okay, for the sake of better context, he showers them with his toxin.
Because he's attracted to the temple's music. A long story, Dweebs.
That too, yeah. And all of a sudden, boom, Tidus wakes up in the desert. How? Why?
And
Because.
magically finds almost everyone else in no time.
How nice.
Well, tell you in what other way are we gonna go from the ice level to the desert level?
Maybe give us an airship or something?
Preposterous.
An airship in a Final Fantasy game. That's funny. Fortunately now we have airship cars.
So now we have relic tentacles.
Which are like claws.
Tio, are there airships in 14?
Yes. Well, remember, Dweebs, you use them to move from city-state to city-state. And
No, so that's kind of like
remember,
in 12.
yeah, and also Seed lets you repair the the Enterprise to Storm Garuda.
You know, this is quite possibly one of the most boring ruins of ancient lore / technology that I've ever seen in a video game.
I mean,
Nothing happens in here.
The concept of the relics seems to be interesting enough, but there's just no meat attached to the bone.
Also, look at this obstacle. What challenge is there? You just gotta watch out for the square pattern. That's it.
Just jump over them. There you go.
Like, they don't even move diagonally. Like, how are you supposed to trip up the players here?
Remember, Jova.
The music is telling you to be excited.
Not just that, but remember, Jova. As Sony said in their TV tropes page, we made this game for kids and casual players.
Well, look, if you're gonna have a sequence be that easy, then make it visually appealing or exciting.
Yeah, you need to defeat the other enemy, Pedro.
I know. I was just secretly hoping that.
Perish the sequence breaking. Perish the thought.
All right, we're done. Sort of.
Again, also the pacing of when the game gives you the relics and forces you to take them away is so terrible. It literally just gives you a bunch of relics here, so it can take them automatically away from you.
And
Basically.
now...
You might as well, you would might as well
And
have the
that's a
door
chapter
open
section.
already.
Now we're in a completely different chapter section all of a sudden. We don't even really face that I had on.
Chapter 5-4. All right, tune in for Chapter 5-4, Sleeping Giant.
See ya.
See ya.
See ya.